Mystery Secret Searchers, episode 40, A Clue from Thompson. Well, we've looked at our map of Glengarry and we see that a lot of the major churches form a Celtic cross shape. And we believe this is the pattern of tunnels that was going to be dug by Sir John Johnson. Now, we're going to take us back to the cairn because there was another clue at the cairn that we don't want to forget, and it might be directly related. There was a carving in the cairn. Seek the arrival of friends Helen and Jane. Explore the Alpha and the Omega, the great Bethune where the river runs. Well, we've explored the Alpha and the Omega. We found that in Williamstown, St. Andrew's Church. That was where we found the plaque with the ships, the friends Helen and Jane. The Alpha and the Omega also led us to St. Finnan's Church. But the great Bethune, well, at St. Andrew's Church, there is the grave of John Bethune, the minister of the church. He was the minister here at St. Andrew's Church. He was also the minister at Salem Church, where Lady Caribou Cameron's grave is. This is the plaque at Salem Church. It's over 200 years old. It was dedicated in 1987, and it certainly mentions that John Bethune was one of the early ministers at the church. This is the same church where Caribou Cameron laid to rest his wife, Lady Caribou Cameron. So if we explore a little bit more about John Bethune, we find his grave site here. This is it at St. Andrew's Church. This is the grave site of, I guess, what the message was calling the Great Bethune. Well, in Williamstown, we have Sir John Johnson's house, but we also have the Bethune-Thompson house. So we thought, well, we better take a close look at that house. Maybe there's a clue there. Sir John Johnson built his house at the end of the 18th century in Williamstown. He also built a grist mill and a sawmill. But Williamstown also contains the oldest log house in Ontario, which was built in 1784. And its occupants have included the Reverend John Bethune and the explorer David Thompson. David Thompson, we learned about him from our travels to the Rocky Mountains in British Columbia. Simon Fraser and David Thompson were explorers that discovered a lot of the rivers and passageways through Canada, through the Rocky Mountains. David Thompson was a cartographer. He made many maps. He was responsible for mapping out the American-Canadian border, as well as many rivers through British Columbia and all through northern Ontario and even to the east in the Maine area of the United States. So we came to Bethune-Thompson House to see if there was a clue, and there was. There was a clue from Thompson. David Thompson left a clue. In an old writing desk up on the second floor, there's a desk. This Bethune-Thompson House is now a museum. You can visit in there. In that desk was found a note, and the note was very mysterious. But we think it's a clue that's going to lead us and help us solve the mystery of the curse of the sword of the Clan MacLeod. Here's some pictures of British Columbia from our trip. This is the Athabasca Falls along the Athabasca River. This was discovered by David Thompson. And again, we were amazed that these guys could get in their birch bark canoes and travel through these rivers and explore the great lands of British Columbia. Of course, once they got to a place like this, they would have to get out of their canoes and portage. There's no going down that and staying alive. But David Thompson was a very famous explorer for Canada, and he's been immortalized for that reason. So in we go to the Bethune-Thompson house, and we find the desk of David Thompson. We look carefully around, and we find a note. Now, we're not allowed to take that note and leave the property because it's part of history, but the note means something to us, even if it doesn't mean something to maybe other people. And that's why the note just kind of lies around on the desk. So we're going to show you what the note says. Unfortunately, we couldn't take the note, but here's the desk. Lying on in that desk drawer was the note. The churches of Glengarry mark the map. A moon ghost dances, message from the grave. The rings of the fairy guide the mark to the east. A fairy ring dance and heirlooms protected. Wow, what a fantastic clue. Now we have to relate that to our map of South Glengarry, but it says to the east. To the east is Glen Robertson and Dalhousie Mills. We have been to those areas, but maybe we have to explore those further. Maybe there's other tunnel entrances there. There are the famous churches of the area. There's the Round Church and St. Martin just there. Maybe there are clues at these sites. There's certainly a Celtic cross at St. Martin's. So we have more to explore to the east. This is near the Quebec border. If tunnels were built here, they could have been built for smuggling alcohol. We know that we had cigarette smugglers in Glengarry, and we know alcohol smuggling during Prohibition, so that's what the tunnels could be for. We have to go find the tunnels in Dalhousie Mills. Fairies, fairy rings to the east. Please subscribe to learn more on Mystery Secret Searchers.